Samuel Leeds is Britain's most notorious multi-millionaire property investor, best-selling author and founder of a leading property education company. With hundreds of success students carving their way to financial freedom using his cutting-edge strategies, Samuel is regarded as the ultimate renegade property investor. In this year's Eviction, the stakes have been raised big time, with the winner receiving the keys to the kingdom by getting a life-changing prize of a whole week's one-to-one mentoring in their own financial freedom challenge. More drama, more heartbreak and more action as candidates battle it out to be the 2020 winner of the Eviction.
We had over 500 people apply to be on the Eviction.
Mind blowing.
We've got 10 candidates that are part of the process. Let's see what happens.
This is crazy.
You're evicted.
Hi, my name's Lawson Hopwood and I'm a Senior Account Manager from Manchester.
My name's David Eccles, I'm from Ireland.
I want you to find and be prepared to present, maybe to me, maybe to the room, your BRR deal. You do realise that the property has sold? Well, it's going to be very tough working together, so you're evicted. Dude, with regret, you're evicted. So what do you think I'm going to say now? You're evicted. I'm stressed. I'm stressed on their behalf.
I'm confident we're going to win.
You've got till then to sell that deal. I would recommend you sell it tonight and you get the money in your bank tonight.
I've just secured a deal in Warrington.
Tonight's going to be hard.
2 minutes to go.
Why prolong the sale?
Tonight, and some of them are already getting interest. That's huge.
They haven't got the hunger that we got.
Strong team. I don't know who's going to win this. This could go either which way.
So, I'm very sorry, but you're evicted.
After Samuel kicked out a few no-hopers in the last episode, we're back with a deal-selling challenge certain to blow the socks off the remaining candidates and sort the dreamers from the doers. With laptops and teeny tiny cups of coffee at the ready, let's join Samuel to see what's in store as our candidates move one step closer to their financial freedom challenge.
No pulling no punches, hardcore. Tonight is not going to be easy. Tonight's going to be hard. I think how this is going to roll is I'm going to give you the challenge now, but I don't want you to start doing your challenge until 6 p.m. because believe me, from now until 6 p.m. So this is about deal selling. So I'm going to give you your challenge shortly. There are going to be people throughout the whole night who are going to help you with your challenge. You're going to be working in teams. It's not just going to be me helping you out. You're also going to have some of my associates that are going to help you out. The previous candidates of the Eviction. So we've got James Armstrong. James Armstrong, as far as deal selling is concerned, has sold tens of thousands of pounds worth of deals. He's going to be training you, mentoring.
Last year, when I was in the Eviction, I went out at round 3 and I was gutted. I was so gutted, but at the same time, look, 18 months later, I'm making really, really good money in property. We made 50 grand this month in deal sourcing. The same deals that they're trying to sell in there, right there. So we know that they make money. The strategies work. The education works. The same training that they've had to do all of this is the same training that I've used to get to where I am now. And for those people who get evicted, it's not the end of the road. You know, even the deals today, if you don't sell them, you can still sell them tomorrow or the next week, and you can still make money from that.
Anthony Wilmot, winner of last year's Eviction, guys.
Hi, my name is Anthony Wilmot, and I was the winner of the 2019 Eviction. So I've come along today just to give some coaching advice to the current contestants, and I don't think they really realise how much they're going to grow and learn from this process.
Hannah Mills, who I've not seen in far too long.
So my name's Hannah Mills. I took part in the very first Eviction in the castle. I came second to Anthony, although he's currently cheering in the background right now. I still hate him a little bit. But at the moment, I deal source mainly, and the Eviction basically taught me how to deal source. I learned a hell of a lot out of everyone that was there. And I'm excited for these guys and the process that they're going to go through in the journey, because if it's anything like mine, then they're going to love it.
And Ricky was the guy that was a victim.
Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Ricky. I was on the 2019 Eviction, and to be fair, I started off as the laughing stock of the Eviction. You know, it was embarrassing to begin with, but I've learned so much and I've grown up as a person, as a businessman, and I have a deal sourcing business. We do rent to rent. I'm also working on developments, but the biggest thing I took away from the 2019 Eviction was how much work you can actually get done when the pressure's on.
How this is going to roll is you're going to sell a deal when the ducks aren't all in a row. Because if the deal falls through or there's problems, guess what? They have a 14-day calling period. So it's just about getting the money, selling the deal. Alistair's going to talk very briefly about everything you need to know, A to Z, of how to close, because the biggest part of deal selling is in the name. It's selling. It's selling. You got through the first round, which means you know how to find deals. You've done the Buy, Refurbish, Refinance Masterclass. So you know how to find deals. You know how to present deals because you presented deals to me. And you all did really well. And if you hadn't have done well, guess where you'd have been? Evicted. So you can find deals, you can package them, you can present them. The thing you're going to need to learn about now, which Alistair's going to help you with, is closing a deal. Because here's what's going to happen when you try and sell a deal, okay? Here's what's going to happen. The deal looks great, but can I view it first? Of course you can view it. Of course you can view it. Listen, what do you need to know from me right now in order to make an informed decision? Lawton. Give Lawton a hand, very cool. Very cool. All right, coming up. I want to take really, really, really good notes. Not just of what's happening, but most importantly, of the actual deal. If you've got a smartphone, get the property up now. You can be looking at it, seeing what's happening. I'm going to do that right now. Now, when you're actually selling it to a real investor, you will only let them see it if they sign a non-disclosure agreement first. If they don't sign a non-disclosure agreement first, you can't give them stuff like the postcode. You know why? Because they'll just put it in Rightmove, and they'll find it. Okay, so you're going to sell this deal to me. Hey, Lawton, I just saw this property. You said it's worth 125. It's on. You've got it for 85. I'm really interested.
So I'm going to send you over an NDA. You're going to send that back over to me.
I wouldn't mess around with that. So let me tell you why, though. Let me tell you why. I probably wouldn't mess around with that because time is money. So I'd just be like, have you got the money in the bank? Are you ready to go? Great. It's worth 125. It's on the market. I've got it for 85. What else do you need to know? Yeah. Find out what they need to know. Answer their questions. All right, great. So if you ping me £2,000, and then I'll send you all the details, and you'll have 14 days to do your due diligence. Any problems, and if the property's not what I said, I'll refund you. Yeah. That gives you 14 days then to wrap everything up. Yeah. If you send them an NDA, then what will happen is in their minds, oh, I'll have to sign it, I'll sign it tomorrow, and then I'll do my due diligence. Forget that. You need the money in the bank. Why prolong a sale? Hey, I just saw the property. You said you got it for 85. It's worth 125. I'm interested. Could you give me some more details?
What else do you need to know today to make an informed decision?
Oh, well, what would the rent be?
The rent would be approximately between $750 and $800 a month.
Sounds pretty good. Yeah, sounds pretty good. And what kind of area is it in?
It's in Warrington.
All right. Would you be able to send me over the address and all the market research that you've done?
Yes.
Great. Here's my email. Send it over. That's now going to take days.
Back to the informed decision.
Back to you ask the questions. If they say to you, oh, could you send me some more details? Sure. But what could I possibly email you that I couldn't tell you right now? What do you need to know from me? So you've got a legitimate deal, 125, that you found from the Buy, Refurbish, Refinance Masterclass, and you've got it for 85 grand, right? Yeah. The rent is how much? $750 a month. Decent area in Warrington. You guys have got the postcode. The refurb cost that's needed on it is?
Budget 25,000.
25 grand, and the new value is?
Between 135 and 140.
135 and 140. The fact that you found that deal makes you automatically a team leader for the next challenge. Who's going to be the next team leader? All right, David, coming up. Who do you want on your team? All right, coming up. Oh, sorry, team of 3, team of 4. Okay, here's the next challenge. You all know about this deal. You got to sell the deal. Okay, now I know it's your deal. I get that, you found it. Okay, so if you guys sell the deal, you're going to get half the fee. Okay, because if they sell it. Now, of course, the deal only half exists because you've not actually had a proper secured offer. But what did I tell you about an hour ago?
You don't need it.
You don't need it. If you sell the deal and you get 2 grand in your bank, and then it ends up the deal falls through, does it matter? No. You refund the investor and say, sorry, it didn't work out, but then you've done it. Okay? So you've got to sell the deal. You know all the figures. You've got the Rightmove link. And we're going to have a meeting tomorrow at 12 p.m. And by 12 p.m. tomorrow, one team is going to have sold the deal. If you've both sold the deal, great. Who sold it for a higher amount? We need the money in a bank. It needs to be physically in a bank. You're going to find your own investors. If you're struggling, the mentors will help you out. Tomorrow we're going to have a boardroom meeting and we're going to look at which team did best. Of the losing team, there's going to be at least one eviction. Any questions? No. So 12 o'clock tomorrow at my house, we're going to be meeting. And you've got till then to sell that deal. I would recommend you sell it tonight and you get the money in your bank tonight. Off you go.
So the teams have until midday tomorrow to sell the deal that the Incredible Hulk found. With Samuel's aides offering a helping hand and using all of their training, the teams are aiming to sell the deal to an investor and have the money in the bank before going to Samuel's house for a brew tomorrow afternoon.
Literally just come out of there with the room of the challenge, and the guys are basically trying to find investors and sell a deal. And one of the things that I literally cannot hammer into them enough is the fact that a lot of them have really big social media presences, and yet they haven't even thought about selling their deal on social media. It's now 7 o'clock at night, and they're thinking about how they can basically email and they can ring their lists. Get it on social media, get it out there, and then ring the list, because they can reach so much more of a presence. And so that's one of the things that I've tried to tell them.
So I've just been role playing with some of the contestants, and I'm not really sure some of them are going to sell the deal, because they're trying to answer every single question that an investor's going to ask them, and they're going to end up selling themselves out of the deal. They need to get to the point, find out what the investor wants, and then close them on the deal.
So I'm walking around speaking to people, seeing how they're getting on, and the pressure is on. I can feel the heat in here. Everyone's just running around, they're on the phone, they're talking, they're speaking with investors. I spoke to the group of 3 and I said to them, how many investors have you called? And they said 3. I said, great, what's happening with them? They're going to let us know. No worries. Have you got any more to ring? They said, yeah. Yeah. Get on the phone to them. You haven't sold the deal yet. It's not been sold until you've seen the gold. Get ringing the other investors, because you can't rely on the other investors and the pressure is on. When the pressure's on, ring investors, get it sold, and don't settle until you've seen the gold. That's my biggest tip for them.
What are you guys thinking? What do you think? Who's going to win? How strong are the contestants? Was I too harsh? What's happening?
I think they're too slow. They're taking action. They take time to do stuff.
I don't think they're too slow.
If James really had made 50 grand in the last month, you'd have thought he'd been able to afford a pair of trousers that come with fabric for his knees.
And they're focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah.
So you had a conversation with them, they're worried about the floor plan.
Yeah.
You know, like get the headline figures down and get it out to the investor.
I think what is interesting, because you take to when we were doing this 18 months ago, and I remember like when we were sorting everything, we were so worried about certain aspects of the deal, and literally when we got in front of the investors, all they cared about was the figures. And like obviously as we've all sort of deal sourced and sold things, all we do is talk about the figures and that's it, and then we close. Whereas these guys, like you said, oh, we need to get the floor plans, we need to get an NDA. No, you don't need to get an NDA, you just need to get on the phone, you need to get the deal out there. And I think that's one thing that they're probably cottoning on to.
That's it, it all comes back to that point of understanding your investors.
Yeah.
You know, they've got some great investors they're going to get on the phone with and have a chat with. So they haven't asked them what types of deals they're interested in.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they're going to jump on the phone and start reaming out loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff about the deal without even knowing what that investor's interested in.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of just from what I heard, I think there's a lot of waffling going on as well.
Yeah.
You know, from
People just aren't answering straight questions, are they?
no, they're not. I just asked someone, where's your yeah, me. But that's the thing. Yeah, of course. I admit, on the first eviction I waffled, but I learned from it. And now I know when you speak to an investor on the phone, you're going to sell a real deal. If you waffle, they're not interested. Yeah. And I just said to one group, I said, where did you find your investor from? Well, you know, we started here, and I said to them that in business, just get straight to the point.
Yeah.
Where did you find this investor? And just answer. And I think that's going to be a problem for a lot of people on here.
I think this pressure is going to be really good for them, and I think this is going to already the conversations that we've had with them. You're going to start to pick out the people that are going to be the top candidates.
That take it on board.
If I were you, I would
swim,
not get any easier on them. And it's not about because
that's just your past experience. You just want them to have it hard.
There's definitely an element of that. But no,
To be fair, James, I was pretty hard on you when you had a ridiculous ponytail that made you look like a sick unicorn.
You don't learn
you
from
weren't
love.
easy on it. No.
You don't learn from love.
The thing is,
That's really philosophical, that is.
Well, that's true, isn't it? You don't learn from love.
If
If you put yourself in their position, where they're just starting out in property, not done any real advanced training, and they've just been told they've got to sell a deal in a night, and some of them are already getting interest, that's huge.
That's the thing though, and like, imagine how much sense of achievement they're going to get tomorrow morning when they wake up and they've sold an amazing deal to an investor they've built a great relationship with because they've asked the right questions.
Hi guys, what's going on? Oh,
When that's there, it's like something else.
Hey guys, I've got. Oh shit.
So you start off about the fact that it's a property. So
Yeah.
I've just secured a property because if it's a
Okay.
great deal, I don't know what that means. I've just secured a property for 85 grand. That I just keep it. I know the end value will be 135, but I'd just say it's worth 125.
Okay.
Why don't you just do it for him, Samuel?
Honestly, you post that. How many people do you have following you? The average person has like 2,000 friends. If you post that, there's only one person to see it and go, that's all right.
Yeah.
Bang, you made two, 3 grand. How much you can sell it for?
Your money's in your list.
Yes, that's right.
Good social distancing there, lads.
Well, we spoke to the landlord directly, so everything that we're telling you is actually being tested. We spoke to him. He's currently in a sticky situation because of COVID and a lot of, personal things. But he has agreed for a cash buy to get it for £85,000.
Okay, well we would be a cash buyer, so that's fine.
Absolutely. So just to make obviously save your time and stuff. What do we have to say, or what do we have to do tonight to secure your business?
I need to talk to my JV partner.
Fantastic.
Who, I might not be able to talk to until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay, cool. Fantastic.
I need an address, and I need just ideally a photograph. I need to see. Yeah, that's all really.
Cool. So if we send you an NDA across within the next few minutes, can you get it signed?
If it was to meet the requirements and everything that we've already told you, would you be in a position to send a deposit tonight? And if it wasn't to meet what we've told you, then you can get a refund if it wasn't correct in any way.
I'd rather wait till I've spoken to him.
Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's do this. Let's if you can obviously just text files over your email, we'll ping everything over to you, the NDA. You can sign it online and we'll send everything that you need. And from now till tomorrow, you speak to your JV partner and we can get on the phone tomorrow after 7 and then close the deal.
Yeah, I'll probably be able to do a call with him and you.
Sounds great.
Sure. But I do need to have photographs, ideally a floor plan and the full address.
Cool. So we'll give you everything that we have after you sign the NDA, and you can obviously do your due diligence based on that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Julie. Just
Thank you, cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Well, I've got someone who's willing.
Great job, guys.
That
Looking
was-
promising. £4,000 fee as well. That's steep. when you said 4,000, I was thinking, woo! I like that. Good. Strong team. Strong team. I don't know who's going to win this. This could go either which way. But tomorrow, someone will be evicted.
Who lives in a house like this? Samuel Leeds, actually.
When it comes to putting money in the bank, they've been very difficult. So that's where I am right now. So what do we?
I'm trying to close this deal, man. It's not opening. It's not coming on.
On the phone.
Yeah.
But by telling like another investor that deal sold,
It
and he's
shows
just
that-
seen it.
Yeah. It shows how quickly there can be a turnaround.
Yeah. And like what Alistair always says is like, train your investors.
To know that you call the shots.
Yeah.
The 2-bed terrace house, it's in need of a full refurb.
Just checking his Tinder profile.
We've literally got an hour.
So you'd have to do that after 2 years if you're going to do it on a 2-year fix. But for this kind of property deal, I would suggest going through either cash, as in cash, or bridging.
Last night was crazy. Myself, Jaden, Lawton, we actually didn't have that many investors within our access. But what we did is we said that the ones that we actually do have, we're going to call them up and just see what they've got. And you know what, it is in our list. We've managed to secure a deal. We managed to secure that yesterday at around 11 p.m. But at the moment now, we are going again and seeing if we can secure another one.
One of our problems is that we are actually creating our list as we're going on.
Yeah.
We didn't have a list, whereas the other team might have already had a list. I believe he did actually have a list of like 250 people, so he's got phone numbers who he's ringing.
Why don't you stop focusing on what you haven't got?
Well,
focus on what you've got.
Lawson keeps complaining about there's no one with a list, but here's the thing, he chose his teammates. I mean, Endrit, who's on the other team, prior said, I've got a list of lots of people. You could have chose him. You got to take complete responsibility. You chose your teammates, you found the deal, come on.
Please, just get in touch, alright? Cheers, Matthew. Perfect. Bye-bye, bye.
Good lad.
We got some, bro.
Money in the bank?
It's going to the bank.
Have you got your bank details already?
I'm gonna send it now.
Lawton's team this morning were very confident they were going to win. They thought they had it in the bag, they had the money. However, when I told them that actually David's team now have just sold a deal, and David's sold their deal for a little higher fee. So David's team are in the lead. Suddenly, the whole of Lawton's room, the energy is flat. I think they know they're going to fail. I think that they know they're going to struggle to get another deal. They're sat there, they're looking at their phones, they're waiting for the phone to ring. You can't wait for the phone to ring. You got to pick up the phone and you got to be phoning investors. David's room, they're all on the phone. They've got high energy. I think that Lawton's team have given up. The energy sucks. I can't even be in the room right now. The energy is so low, and where energy is low, success and money is also low. So I think they've given up on themselves. So we'll see what happens.
There we go, man. 2 minutes. I could have had money in the bank, man.
How did you not know that? I'm Mark's at work, bro.
Because I'm old school, man.
They can never beat us, man. They cannot outwork us. I don't care who they have, what deal, if it's their deal. They haven't got the hunger that we got. We have to win that, no doubt.
Since Alistair told them that they needed to increase their energy, they've all disappeared, and now they're walking around. That's the thing, you've got to be up, standing on the phone. So they're selling more deals, they're bringing money in. The only problem is, David's team have also just got some more money. So it's going to be really close. The time, we've now only got 20 minutes left. I don't know what's going to happen, but they've both done extremely well.
Did you get that agreement I sent you?
Yeah, I got it.
Right, I'm going to send it to this guy as well. Try and get 500. So you can,
I mean, I said 3K, but he was negotiating it down, so...
It doesn't matter, we need it. It
okay.
doesn't matter, we need it.
Yeah.
A deal's a deal, well done.
Literally, the deal is in your list, because I had a contact who knew another contact. It wasn't him. He knew another contact, and that person has literally called me. They said they were going to call me since 9 a.m. It's now 11 a.m. I've got the call in, and they have agreed to send 2K. So we're just waiting for that to get sent through.
We've got now total 5,700.
Right.
Good. I'm looking at getting another £500. Hopefully that comes in before 12 o'clock, and I've got another investor who's interested in the actual deal.
Okay, stop wasting time talking to me then. Get on the phone.
The bank, open it up.
Come on, fingers crossed.
8,000.
Who else thinks got money?
It's hard, but definitely worth it.
You're interested party on our deal. However, I really need to push you for a phone call before 12 o'clock. Ideally, I actually need an answer before 12 o'clock. I have another investor who's ready to pay the money and get this deal boxed off at 12. And I'm actually out and away from my office, or my home office. But I can get the contract sent over to you. If you can get that money sent over by 12, we can secure it, and I can get the picture sent over to you later today. Is there anything else that you need from me to make an informed choice?
As the countdown ticks down to 12 o'clock, both teams are making one final push to sell their deals so they can enter the boardroom with as much money in the bank as possible. The winners are the team who've made the most money during the challenge, and of the losing team,
2 minutes to go.
At least one candidate will be evicted.
It's not going to be us, we're going to win. Come on, I'm confident we're going to win.
Okay, just because we've got 1 minute until the deadline, we've got another investor who's ready to pop that money in. Thank you so much. Speak to you soon.
I'm stressed. I'm stressed on their behalf.
Deadlines passed, deals secured, but who is out of time in the boardroom?
Welcome to the eviction. You've all done pretty well. How did it go?
I feel like it went really successful on our side, definitely.
Well, you both sold deals, which is pretty good. Although, if I'm totally honest, you guys sold a couple of deals, which is great. Although I've just been thinking about this because you found both investors, David.
Yeah.
And you sold the 2 deals.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do?
Well, we found many investors. I was on the phone to over 10 investors.
I heard you on the phone to a lot of investors as well, but what I'm thinking is, you sold 2 deals, both of them were David's investors, and David sold both of the deals. And right now I'm having to evict people. So I'm just trying to work, apart from speaking to investors, like Faz, what did you actually contribute to this exercise?
I did find one of the hottest leads that we had throughout the whole.
And did that hot lead buy?
No, not in the end.
Okay, so what did you actually contribute to this challenge?
Just I think as much as everyone else. Obviously you got the deals, but I was trying to ring as many investors as I can. I never had an investors list, but I still try and put ourselves out there.
And you said that many times. Yeah. I keep hearing it over and over from Faz.
Yeah.
I haven't got an investor list. I haven't got an investor list. Yeah. I'm like, Anthony, how's it going? Well, Faz told me he doesn't have an investor list. Alistair, what's happening? Well, Faz told me he doesn't have an investor list. Yeah. Why do you keep saying it? No one has an investor list. No one cares.
I never had one, but I did make the most of my situation.
But you didn't bring one deal to the table. You didn't bring one investor to the table that bought. You didn't sell anything. Yeah. What did you actually do?
I feel I found our hottest lead.
But the hottest person didn't buy.
I understand that. But from me not having the list and everyone else calling their own.
Again,
yeah.
Dude, you keep telling me you don't have a list. Do you know what? Do you know what I hear when you say that? I hear an excuse.
I feel I made my own. I used this competition. I made my own list, and I was calling them, and I built good relationships with them that would last. And I can now find other deals that maybe they might close on.
Okay, Andrew, what did you bring to the table? Because again, same story. You didn't sell anything, and none of your investors bought.
I spoke to many investors constantly. I was keeping the team up. I was. These investors are they.
You're keeping the team up.
Well, the energy up.
Were you?
So.
Did you feel that? Was he keeping the energy up?
He had a part to play in it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've had 2 investors who I've sent terms and conditions to, who said they would put the money in.
Yeah.
I didn't get it in time, but I've built strong investors who are willing to invest with future projects that come on as well.
Okay. And I heard you on the phone, Evans, quite a lot. You were definitely active on the phone calls, but you didn't sell anything, right? Why is that?
I just don't think I had enough time. If I'm not making any excuses. I had somebody who was obviously.
But David had enough time because he sold 2 deals.
Yeah.
So why did David have enough time, but you didn't have enough time?
I think David definitely had more training in deal sourcing and BRR. I'm known to my network as a renter, so it's the first time I'm speaking to them about investing in anything. But I have got 2 people that was obviously keen to go, and I'm adamant if I had half an hour more, I could have get over the line.
Yeah. David, do you reckon you'd have been able to do what you did? You found the investors, you sold the deals, you found the deals just on your own?
Yeah, possibly.
So what does that say about your team?
Well, the team, like, were really good.
Yeah, the energy was great. You wouldn't have had the dances and the cheering without the team, but unfortunately, dancing and cheering doesn't bring any money in. And if you'd have done that on your own without the team, then why shouldn't I just evict the whole team apart from you?
Because realistically, David really had an example set by him yesterday. I go on the phone yesterday, I spoke to investors, I actually set the example. Prior to yesterday, I didn't sell anything. David is the only one who sold something. But if David didn't see what I did, he wouldn't emulate the same thing today and get the results that he did.
Okay, so you guys, you also sold, well, you sold 2.5 deals. You sold 2 deals and then you had a bespoke person come on. I think you would have done more if you didn't have that 1 hour dip of energy where you're all just sat on your phone, refreshing the page, getting upset, listening to these guys cheering. I think you would have done better. So what happened?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we felt demotivated when we heard them cheering, and we did have a dry spell.
Yeah. But when you've got 12 hours, you can't afford to have a dry spell. Yeah. You know, unless it's a few hours when you're sleeping. Like it's 10 o'clock on a Monday morning, hot, and you guys were just sat around for about an hour and a half, and I think that let you down a bit. Apart from that, you all sold a deal. You all contributed to the challenge. So at least one person's going to be evicted, and it is going to be the person from the losing team. So you sold in total £5,700. Yes. You guys sold over £8,000. So you are the winning team. I think mostly because of David, but you are the winning team. So you guys are safe. You can go back through to the lounge, enjoy, have some champagne. Off you go.
Yeah.
Well, you're all through to the next round, so congrats.
Yes.
Good effort. Good effort. Good result.
We got to hug him. Let's hug him. We got to hug him.
It's a responsibility. I know, like I took responsibility early. You know, I know it's early. The finger's going to be pointed to team leader, but the guys were brilliant.
No, you did really well.
No, they're really good guys. Well
had to put the pressure on a little bit, but you did.
Thank you.
Right. They're all
Well done, guys. Well done.
Wow, we're through.
Yes. Party time.
That was so stressful.
Oh my god.
Okay, so unfortunately, one person at least is going to be evicted today. You lost the challenge. You sold less than the other team. You were team leader. So ultimately, I guess it lies on you. I mean, do you think that you were responsible for that 90-minute glitch that happened?
No, I don't think I was personally responsible for that. I feel like that sort of downtime was a time when we was looking and getting phone calls booked in. We was all speaking to investors through Messenger because all of our leads came through Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them, our entire list was grown over Facebook.
Yeah.
And we was using Messenger to speak to them and book them calls in. So when you guys came in,
Okay, so
we would have felt deflated for sure.
So if you were me now, then having to evict one person at least, who would you evict?
If I was you, I'd probably evict the person who contributed.
And who was that?
Unfortunately, I do feel like it was you that contributed the least just because of the pound sign. We all brought a pound sign, we all worked collectively as a team brilliantly. But collectively.
Okay, so you think that Jaden should be evicted?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Jaden, you're in a really sticky situation.
But I personally think I had a high amount of calls. I put in a loads of effort. I believe in my ability. I showed up an hour early today for the task. I sold the deal for £100 or sold the bespoke sourcing offer for £100.
Yeah.
But I show up. The training yesterday, I show up. I still got extravaganza I've done. I show up. Masterclass I've done. I show up.
No one's saying you did bad.
Yeah, no one said I've done bad.
But we've got to evict somebody.
Yes.
So listen. So Jaden, who do you think I should evict?
I think you should evict Oyen.
Oyen, why do you think that?
Because I think, like even yesterday, she was late to turn up, and I think that even though she sold the deal for £2,000, that wasn't comes down to a bit of luck as well because she had a good lead, but at the end of the day, I think I worked that much harder than her, put in more effort, like literally like 10 to 100% more effort than what she did.
It's a tough one because Jaden's clearly got a lot of energy, and he does show up, and his energy has been great. I do think he's going to go real far. So Jaden, Oyen's found somebody from scratch, poured in £2,000 on the challenge. You've done great. You poured in £100. But it's going to be tricky for me to evict Oyen when she did better than you. Jaden, you're a great candidate. You're going to go very far. We're going to continue to do business with you. But unfortunately, you did bring the least to the table. So I'm very sorry, but you're evicted.
Thanks for the opportunity. Good luck to you guys.
Can I say something? Jaden's been evicted out the house. However, Jaden, if you are willing and available, as from tomorrow, we're running a 2-day rent-to-rent training with Alistair. It's a £2,500 program. I'd like to gift you that.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
So Alistair will take you through that, but I do believe in you as a person. I do want to stay in touch. I want to get you on the academy ultimately.
Yeah, definitely on the academy.
But you did really well.
Yeah.
So I know you were evicted because you know what? Everyone here is a very strong contestant. However, for the next couple of days, you're going to be trained with Alistair. We're going to train you through rent-to-rents. And no doubt you'll be on Winners Wednesday next time you're here also.
Yeah, definitely. I've been told you that first time. Well, obviously I'm disappointed. I'm not here to make excuses. I sold the least amount of deals. Sold it for the bespoke sourcing offer for £100 to someone, but the point is, I sold the least. Oyen and Lawton, props to them. They sold it for 3,600 and 2,000. So at the end of the day, I sold the least amount of deals, but that's life. I'm still gonna go on to be successful and do more things. Here, I'm gonna be on a Winners Wednesday one day as well. Let's say 3 months from now. So But the experience in general has been amazing. Like, it's actually been crazy. I've learned so much from the past 2 days I've been here. Like, it's actually nuts how much, do you know what I mean? When you set a deadline, when you set a time limit, when you just take action with high amounts of energy and actually getting stuff done and stop procrastinating, do you know what I mean? There's no time for slacking, you just got to keep at it. And yeah, I've learned so much from Alistair, from people like James Armstrong, people like Samuel, Anthony, just been, even off camera, just educating us, giving us more tips, more things to say to investors in order to get the deal done and stuff like that. So I'm going to go home, go away and put what I've learned in action and actually get my own deals as well and be successful.
Coming up tomorrow.
You've got 50 hours.
They don't really know what they're doing.
2 different postcodes, half a mile away.
I'll pack up and go home. No, I will, because it doesn't bother me.
You're going to present to me and show me the lease option agreement contract signed.
Yes, gets in.
Well done. That just came out of nowhere. Honestly, not even one of them can close a door.
That you've secured during the challenge.
Forced marriage. We were separated at the start and then we've come together and united.
Feel like a bromance off a Love Island, doesn't it?